All right, welcome back to One Bar and Lupagus show. I'm One Bar with Lupagus, and we've had I don't know how many hours, almost 24 hours,
Almost 24.
18 hours. Soak in that first Vikings preseason game. We're going to talk about the biggest lessons learned.
Yeah, it's only preseason week 1, game 1, but we learned some shit about this Minnesota Vikings team, and we're going to talk about it. Before you do, subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. And why the hell not? Go peruse One Bar and Lupagus show.com site for some shopping, back to school, all kinds of great wear for your children.
You have no back to school gear, just to be clear.
It's clothes.
No pencils.
Like
And I don't think you got the URL right, but that's okay. Lessons learned. We want to know your lessons, what you learned yesterday. You know, maybe it was in the game, or maybe you just learned, like, you know, you're allergic to something. We'd love to know anything.
I learned I'm a horrible golfer yesterday.
Yeah, well, that is not a learn. Everybody knew that. We're like 35 away from 12K. Hit that sub.
Do it.
Let's start off with this one. Dallas Turner. Turns out he's amazing and will go down as the best NFL player ever to play. Unreal.
Well, we've heard the buzz in camp. He's looked the part. We've had Christian Darrisaw out there praising his spin move. And, you know, he ended up, I think he had a sack, 2 pressures, 2 quarterback hits. He was this close to a second sack. And he wasn't going against like a third-team left tackle. He was going against Andrews Pete out there. So a guy who's been in the league forever, high draft pick. Pretty sure he's made a Pro Bowl or 2. So Dallas Turner, tough assignment, and he dominated.
Man, has he made a Pro Bowl? I believe you. Yeah. I mean, and let's just lump in this next. Let's make this one quick. I mean, Jalen Nailor as well. Jalen Nailor lived up to the hype. You know, the big thing, I don't think that everyone really questions his ability. It's his availability. And as long as he's available, he's going to be a wonderful piece to this offense. So Jalen Nailor, Dallas Turner, just kind of what's the word?
And I was looking up Andrews Pete. He has made the Pro Bowl.
They solidified themselves as the hype is real.
Yeah, and then, you know, Jalen Nailor was the hype of camp. He's been the breakout player. What will he be, Mr. TCO? I don't know, but he's definitely one of the front runners, and he backed it up. He had, 3 catches for 63 yards yesterday, playing the Z position, which is Justin Jefferson's, and he did well. So Jalen Nailor, again, you said it. He's got to be available. But now,
the thing is, I mean, they were looking his way. It's not like, oh, shit, we can't find. I mean, obviously, Justin Jefferson wasn't out there. But dude stepped up. It was awesome. I loved everything about it. Andres Pete, Pro Bowl or no Pro Bowl?
Pro Bowl.
Wow. God, he's ginormous. Let's go to the other side of things. What we learned is I think it's fair to say Jaren Hall experiment can maybe be over.
It can be over, but it's also maybe going to be, I don't think it's going to be over. I think it's like the one you have sitting in the back. Maybe it's like the plant that you let grow really slowly over the course of the year, because I think he's going to probably end up on this practice squad. I don't think they're just going to cut him. I think he will be your practice squad quarterback, a guy they're going to continue to develop. But what a difference between him and JJ McCarthy. Like,
that was a really random comparison.
He's an experiment. So I'm just like, he just put the fucking plant in the back of the corner. Maybe it'll grow, maybe it won't. We don't really care, but we're just going to see if it sprouts. Yeah. And that's what he's going to be. Like, I don't think he's cut. I don't think we probably see him much in the preseason anymore. I think he'll be a practice squad guy and maybe develop into a backup someday. But yeah, right now it's looking really brutal.
And this isn't an overreaction. Like, oh, he went out. I mean, he looked really bad last year when he was out there, really bad. But I mean, I don't think he was getting really overly rave reviews in practice and training camps either. I mean, there was a little bit of steam there for a little bit, but he was 7 of 16 for 63 yards, and he was going against the scrubs. This wasn't, he's not going against the first team. So that's a big part of this. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. I actually do think he ends up getting cut. And then, I mean, maybe they bring him back to the practice squad, but he ain't making that initial 53. I can't see.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Talking about making the final 53, a position to be very difficult for the Vikings to figure out what to do is the edge position. Because a lot of guys showed out yesterday. And I don't know what the hell. Vikings might just keep 10 of them.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, Gernard, Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, absolute locks. Gabriel Murphy wasn't even out there yesterday. And then you mix in guys like Patrick Jones and Ward. That is going to be extremely hard to do. And my tell me if I'm a moron.
You're a moron.
Yeah, thank you. What if they trade Patrick Jones? What if they trade Patrick Jones for a nice late round pick or something?
I don't know. They need draft picks. I mean, look, Bo Richter just jumped off the screen yesterday. I know he was playing but he's playing against guys he should be playing against, and he dominated. So maybe they'll bump him up, see what he can do if he starts playing against some second team guys. But Bo Richter looked like a young Brian Robeson out there, just dominating, just this big, thick chunk of meat, and
big elbow pads.
Oh, he had like 6 tackles, a sack, a couple pressures. He could have had another sack. Could have had another really, I think it was on like a big tackle for a loss. He just missed it. So the dude was on fire. Yeah. What are the Vikings going to do at edge? Jihad Ward had a nice play yesterday. So there's a lot of guys contributing, and it's a good problem to have. But man, a good player is not going to make this team.
Very good problem to have. Herpes is not a good problem to have.
No,
but
bad.
Having edge rushers like these, I mean, this is beautiful. I would be all for them trading one of these guys at the end for a late pick. Why not? We're going to end up cutting some very good players, but Bo Richter gets the juices flowing. Speaking of juices flowing, last lesson I think we have on here. We got 2 more quick ones. JJ McCarthy, we don't even got, everybody saw it. Oozing star potential. Like there, nothing about that performance, even that gross interception. You can turn it around and just say the dude came back out and acted like it never happened. So it was almost a win.
Yeah, my favorite. I know he had the 2 big touchdown bombs. The one was just a perfectly placed bomb. He couldn't have thrown it. Couldn't have set it in there any better. But my favorite throw of his was when he had the guy just rushing right in his face. He was about to get absolutely destroyed. Still delivered a very accurate ball to the receiver, completed it, and took the hit. So that showed some maturity. Showed he was not scared in the pocket. Stood tall, took the hit, and delivered the football. So JJ McCarthy. And again, he had this one play too where he like scampered over pressure. I thought for sure he was sacked. Somehow
we're not used to seeing that.
No, and he got out of it.
It was Sam Darnold was doing the same thing. He was moving around, making plays with his legs. It's beautiful to see. You say he's mature. You know it's not mature? This program.
No, I don't think the post game was very mature last night either.
And then the last one, we got to throw out one more. Kwesi is becoming a master of the undrafted free agents. He's got a knack for finding these guys after the draft because he's got a handful of them. Yeah,
Bo Richter, even Owen Porter had a little bit of a flash yesterday. Nudie McLaughlin, Gabe Murphy didn't even play yesterday. These are the guys just from this year's class. Ivan Pace Jr. last year, Ryan Wright, Najee Thompson. I mean, there's just all these guys he's able to find after the draft. He might be better after the draft than he is during the draft.
As of now, I think that's a fair statement. I think he's better at undrafted free agents than first and second round picks. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's a good knack to have.
It's weird, but you know what? He's finding talent. At least he's finding talent somewhere.
All right, those are our biggest lessons learned. There's plenty more, so let's see them down in the comments. Hit that sub button. Let's get to 12K.
And remember this, rainbows only appear in the planet Earth.